What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table we have another KeyForge tournament video for you from the Vault Tour in Italy 2019. We have Aguilia, if I'm saying that right, and Alesto. Their decks are in the description below, so if you guys want to see their deck list, you can go check those out over on the Master Vault. Also, thanks to Ilviso on Twitch TV for the footage streaming this. I was cutting the matches from that channel. If you guys want to go check out all the day one matches that were streamed and the other ones from the top, or before the top 16, I guess you can go check those out with Italian commentary by going to the link in the description below. But I decided to basically commentate these in English for you guys. So if you haven't checked out the previous ones, you can check them out. They're in a playlist at Rob's Gaming Table on YouTube under KeyForge Vault Tour Italy 2019. Right next to the playlist for the Origins Vault Tour 2019 coverage that is ongoing. So we have a Hidden Stash as the first card played on the right there to allow him to archive a card out of Shadows, gets an Amber. And on the left, the two cards he played there was Pit Teeman, who has the Action Steal one, and a Schuler, doing nothing when he comes into play. And we have Smash coming into play, stunning the Schuler, Ganger Chieftain reading up and fighting with the Ganger Chieftain, or with the, the Smash into the Pit Demon to take him out. Trading 5 for 5, and he discards a Burn the Stockpile and passes over to Aguilia for his turn here. Now, just looking at the deck list, you'll see Aguilia's deck is pretty disgusting. Just looking at his Untamed lineup, he has 2 Nature's Calls, a Regrowth, and 4 Dust Pixies. Yes, I said it, 4 Dust Pixies. Not to mention 2 Schulers and a Snecklifter, who can all go back to hand and come back into play and do amazing things. So he plays Fog Bank there and drops down a Dust Pixie, getting 2 Amber. So his opponent's not allowed to fight with creatures on his next turn. And also, Aguilia on the left there does have too much to protect in his deck. Double Relentless Whispers. All gross things. Plus double Charette. Now, Alesto, we saw him in the last round in the top 8. You can go check out that video. But his deck list has Control the Weak. Also has a Magda the Rat, a couple Nerve Blasts, and he has 3 Ganger Chieftains. He has Lorimir Flame Fist for some Amber control out of Brobnar. He has a Poltergeist for artifact control. He's got 3 Schulers, Hysteria, and an Annihilation Ritual that would be great against all these Dust Pixies if you can kill them and get them purged instead of just in the discard, where Regrowth can bring them back. So we have a Gongoozle there hitting Schuler, which does not kill him, just deals 3 damage. And now Alesto will be able to discard a card at random out of Aguilia's hand. And I apologize if I'm pronouncing the name incorrectly. But that's what I do here at Rob's Gaming Table. So he's rolling a die here to decide which card he wants to discard at random, and gets rid of a Ghostly Hand, which is 2 Amber Pips on it. Great to get there since he was sitting with a Nerve Blast in hand also. So if, you know, he might have been able to get him down to be able to steal one with that Ghostly Hand. And then we see the Poltergeist just played here. No artifacts to hit. He's just playing it for the Amber. And they did look at each other's deck list before the match. This is Archon, so they had 2 minutes to review each other's deck list before the match. Maybe he knows there's nothing he really cares about popping in his opponent's deck. I don't see any artifacts, actually, just looking through quickly here. And then on the other side, Snecklifter, I mean, he could take Annihilation Ritual. But other than that, I don't really think there's any, even including that, there's not really anything you want to take, so... The artifact control is kind of a mute point in this game, I believe. So we have Shadow Self coming in, the Nerve Blast played, of course. Dealing 2 damage to the Ganger Chieftain and stealing 1. And Shadow Self's going to help protect that Dust Pixie there. And Aguilia's on 4 Amber. And Alesto is on 2. I will be posting after this the final, shortly after. So do follow the channel. Hit subscribe. Hit that little alarm bell button beside the subscribe button to be notified when the next videos go up, along with all the Origins coverage from that Vault Tour that's going to continue throughout the next week or so. And we see a Schuler played, a Dust Imp played. And that's it. So we got an Untamed turn here. We got a Reap off the Dust Pixie. Dust Pixie number 2 coming into play. 2 more Amber, putting him in check with 6. Or 7 is he at now? think he's at 6 now, thanks to the Schuler steal last turn. And we got a Dust Pixie coming in for another 2 amber, putting him up to 8. And we see 3 Dust Pixies. Is he going to get one of those 2 Nature's Calls in hand soon? And Alesto knows they're in the deck. I'm sure he saw that when he was looking over the deck list, and he realizes, let's get rid of these Dust Pixies. I'm sure he wishes he had his Annihilation Ritual out there already so they could be purged, because he does know he has a regrowth also. So you'll be able to get at least one of them back into play and get some more amber off it. But quickly looking at Aguelia's hand there is no Nature's Call in his hand yet. But you also don't want to leave 3 untamed creatures on the board to just be able to reap also. And we see the at least 1 Charette in hand there. So we got a Disc turn going, Dust Imp to finish off Schuler on the other side to gain 2 amber. Neither player has a key yet, but Aguilia is on check. And we have Schuler coming into play, stealing 1. And now Alesto is in check with 6. And we have another Schuler coming into play, stealing 1. And the other Schuler's going to reap, it looks like, to get another amber there, putting him at 8. And we have a Control the Weak, gaining an amber. Now he gets to choose a faction for his opponent to name as his choice next turn. And Aguilia's going to forge a key first. And then we'll see which house he was forced to pick there. I think it was Untamed, actually. I think. Because if it's this, we'll see some cards coming in hand. If it's Shadows, we'll see some cards in hand. But I don't think... Yeah, he doesn't have any Untamed cards. He's just going to reap 3 times here with the Dust Pixies. And that's it. Now Alesto knows there is no Untamed cards in hand for Aguilia. And he's going to forge his first key there, leaving 3 amber remaining. So we're tied at 1 key apiece. And Alesto's going to take a look through the discard pile of Aguilia there. And I think Aguilia's sitting on a too much to protect in hand there. So if that Control the Weak didn't lock him into Untamed, I think we would have saw 3 amber stolen at least. And not to mention what other Shadows cards are in hand. Maybe it would have got Alesto off a key. So that Control the Weak actually, I believe there was the way Alesto was able to forge a key. Otherwise he may not have been. I think he's sitting on an Imperial Trader. Yeah, Relentless Whispers there too. A Relentless Whispers also, so which he could have done on one of his own Dust Pixies, worst case. So we got 3 reaps there off the Schulers, which will bring Alesto to 6. He's going to play Tendrils of Pain, going to 7, which deals 1 damage to each creature. And if the opponent forged a key on the last turn, it would have done 3 more. So that is going to kill 2 of the Dust Pixies. Well, he's taken 3 away, but no, that's incorrect. The Shadow Self will take the damage. Oh, he's actually... Hold on, let me read Tendrils of Pain again. I think... Deal 1 damage to each creature, deal an additional 3 damage to the creature if your opponent forged a key on their previous turn, which he did not. So I think he's doing too much damage to his creatures there, because last turn he was forced to name Untamed. Oh, he did forge. He did forge at the start of the turn. Yeah, I think I'm wrong. Yeah, he did forge at the start of the turn, and then went Untamed and reaped 3 times, got the 3 amber, yes. So they're realizing that Shadow Self should take an 8 total damage, 4 of it, which would have hit that Dust Pixie next to him, but the Dust Pixie, of course, will be saved by the Shadow Self. Shadow Self now 1 damage away from being destroyed, and all the Schulers are also 1 damage away from being destroyed, I guess, as is the Dust Pixie, technically. And Alesto is at 7 amber. On check to forge. And Aguilia's only at 3. So he's going to go Shadows. He's going to reap with Shadow Self, gaining an amber. He is going to do the too much to protect. He'll gain an amber off playing it, and then he'll be able to steal 1. And yeah, he'll be able to do what he wanted to do before, and then he'll be able to play the Relentless Whispers. And he'll be able to do it on a Schuler this time. Since the Schulers are so close to dying, he'll just pick the one on the left flank there. He'll take the damage. He'll get an amber for it and steal another one taking Alesto off a key and down to 5. And just Aguilera is reminding him there he needs to do that. And Aguilera now in check with, it looks like 8 there under the glare. And he'll play an Imperial Trader, gain an Amber. And he'll get to look at his opponent's hand. And if there were any Sanctum cards, he'd get to purge 1. But there's not, but he'll get the hand knowledge at least. So he's going to look through the hand. We see a Naughty the Thief, an Urchin, a Finishing Blow. Blood of the Titans, a Lorimier Flame Fist, and a Follow the Leader. Quite the interesting game we have here. Each player had a key, both dancing on that second key check. And we see Aguilera now bursting ahead. But will Alesto be able to bring him down to prevent him from forging?
direi che sia inarrestabile. Guardate che mano come pullula di disc, quindi ci si aspetta veramente un'aggressione del board da parte di Oman il prossimo turno. Vediamo Alesto come ne esce, un uomo che ha sempre avuto una risposta a tutto. Vediamo come ne uscirà Alesto anche da questa situazione. Se sentite gente chiamare Judge in sottofondo, non preoccupatevi, semplicemente c'è il side event in sala, quindi siamo tantissimi anche oggi, quindi Judge si applica.
So we have Alesto here just debating, I guess, what house to play or what card to play here. Still have 21 minutes and 40-something seconds there, as you see at the bottom of the screen, so no rush. I'm sure tensions are high as we are in the top cut here. The winner of this, it does go on to the finals. We are in the top 4. Lorimier Flame Fist coming in, making him lose 2 since he has 7 or more amber on the play effect. And we have Follow the Leader. He can fight with friendly creatures for the remainder of the turn. And now he's going to throw a Blood of the Titans, gaining an amber on that upgrade onto one of the Schulers, who was 1 away from dying, is now 6 away from dying. So he's going to use the Schuler that's 1 damage away from dying to fight Shadow Self. Won't take any damage back since Shadow Self says he doesn't deal damage when fighting. And then he'll fight the Dust Pixie with the other Schuler taking 1 damage. Normally Schuler would die, but like I said, he's plus 5 power off the Blood of the Titans upgrade. And Lorimier Flame Fist will just ready up. Alesto's in check. And we have a second KeyForge here by Aguilera. Flipping his pre-release KeyForge pins there that he's, I guess, shaved off the pin part. And he'll eventually have to change those when he's forced to use yellow, blue, and red keys. At some point in the future, I'm sure they'll work that game mechanic in depending on key color. So we have a Pit Demon dropped into play as that action steal 1. We have a Charette capturing 3. We do see a second Charette in hand, plus a Control the Weak. So both players having Control the Weak in their deck. Only 1 copy each, but it is definitely a top-level card for sure. And here it is, gaining him an extra amber. And what's he going to force his opponent to choose? I mean, he's got 2 Charettes there holding amber. He's going to look through his opponent's discard pile, kind of count all the cards. He's counting everything in play. I mean, if you name Brobnar, you just have Lorimier Flame Fist in play that can fight one of the Charettes. If you name Dis, he can fight both Charettes, just getting all that amber back with both of the Schulers. You could also name Shadows, which most likely he won't be able to get rid of either Charette, because he'd have to put creatures into play. Maybe he's got some damage effects. You can double up on him. If he does get Finishing Blow, with what else he got here? Finishing Blow plus Nerve Blast. Yeah, that's all I can really see out of hand that he can really do. Like, he's got Naughty the Thief, he's got Urchin, he's got Magda the Rat. I mean, a couple of those can come in and steal, but right now you make your opponent play Shadows. You only have 2 amber he can possibly steal. So maybe you make him do the suboptimal thing by playing, you know, an Urchin or a Magda the Rat, and maybe they don't get their full steal effect. And then they're not able to get rid of a Charette, so he can't get any amber going himself. But we will see here. What is he going to do? Did he make him name Shadows? Did he make him name Brobner? Or did he make him name Dis? And what is that? Looks like a Nerve Blast, so he's going Shadows. He steals 1, deals 2 damage to Charette in the center, it looks like. And his opponent reminding him to remove 1 that he stole for the Amber. There's the Finishing Blow, so he does get an Amber off that. And Finishing Blow does allow him to basically destroy a damaged creature, and if you do steal 1. So he does steal the last Amber there that Aguilia had on his faction card. Is he going to take it, though? Yeah, his opponent reminding him, hey, I steal that Amber. Stop forgetting. And we see Alesto is back into check with 6. Drops in a Naughty the Thief. And is that it for Shadows? We got Pit Demon on the board that can definitely steal 1, get him off check again. But Alesto struggling to get that second key here. And he still has 3 Amber out there on a Charette that he's stored for later when he needs it. He can just run one of his creatures into Charette, I'm sure. So we see Aguilia looking through his hand here. He's got a bunch of four Untamed cards, it looks like. 1 Shadows, which is Snecklifter, and 1 Dis. So if he goes Untamed, he's got Regrowth. He's just checking his discard pile, looking for what creature he can bring out with Regrowth. He probably wants to go Untamed here just to dump 4 cards out of hand so he has a better next turn, rather than playing 1 Shadows card or 1 Untamed card out of hand. He's counting how much Amber he can get to. So he's got 2 pips on his cards for the Regrowth, bringing back a Dust Pixie, I would think. Can get him up to 4, but that's it. But it looks like he has a Lupo the Scarred and a Mushroom Man in hand there that he can also get into play. So you have a couple more bodies on the board, and then he'll drop 4 cards. And maybe he can have a better Dis or Shadows turn next turn. But this does make his opponent be able to forge his second key, but he is ahead on keys right now, trying to work towards his third. And you don't want to slow yourself down just playing 1 card out of hand. So he's trying to get as much Amber as he can. So there's Lupo the Scarred dealing 4 damage. I think is what Lupo does. Is it 4 damage out of hand? 2 damage. 2 damage to an enemy creature, which kills that Schuler off. Mushroom Man coming into play, who is just +3 since there's 2 keys forged by Aguilia already. There's the Regrowth, gaining an Amber. And let's see what he grabs. I'm going to bet Dust Pixie. That's what I would grab. And yeah, he's going to go Dust Pixie. He's trying to race to that 3rd key, because he's about to give his opponent his 2nd key, so he's got to get there faster than his opponent. So it's a race to the finish here. And this way he's got 5 more creatures on the board, so if he can possibly do some more reaping next turn, maybe if he draws into some Untamed, he'll have 3 bodies on the board. He can add some reaps. So there's a Hunting Witch coming a little late in the game. We see a Dodger and a, what's that? Dominator Bauble and a Naughty the Thief, I believe, is what Aguilia just drew into. So over to Alesto for his turn. He just forged his 2nd key, has no Amber remaining, but remember he has 3 out there on the Charette. So he always has that to cash in, most likely when he wants to, depending on what he names here. He could do it either or in Dis or Brobnar, but he's going to go Shadows and play a bait and switch and steal 2. A nice timing on that, since his opponent just ended a turn with 4 Amber and he had none. Not as big as it used to be, but still pretty nice. And the Urchin coming in to steal 1 more. So Lesto getting all the steal going in here, and a Nerve Blast stealing the final one and killing a Dust Pixie. Going up to 4, his opponent down to 0 Amber, just like that. 3 sitting there on Charette. No way to get it this turn since he went Shadows, but I'm sure he can go Brobnar or Dis next turn if those creatures are still there and take it, and I'm sure Aguilia knows that. But he's back to 0. He's got to try to get more Amber again. He lost the Dust Pixie, so he only has 2 Untamed creatures in play. He could play the Hunting Witch, but that's all the Untamed he has in hand, and then he could reap twice and only get some 2 Amber. For Dis, he can play the Stealer of Souls and the Dominator Bauble, and then maybe steal 1 with the Pit Demon and reap with Charette, getting him only to 2. And then Shadows, he's got Snecklifter, Dodger, and Naughty the Thief, which none of those will get him an Amber this turn, but it will be 3 more cards out of hand, 3 bodies on the board. So that's tough. I'd probably go Dis here, but it looks like Aguilia is going Shadows. I mean, if Dodger and Naughty are left in play next turn, they are 2 steal cards. And if that Urchin's still there, he can just fight into the Urchin on the elusive and steal with Dodger without taking any damage. Let's see what Aguilia draws into here. So you can see his hand. He's got a Schuler, a Nature's Call, and a Seeker Needle. Yeah, I don't know. So with the Schuler and the Pit Demon on the disc turn, he can steal 2 at least. We'll see what happens here with Alesto. What's he going to go? Looks like he's debating dis. Looks like he was reaching for that Schuler in play. And you can just play it safe here. You can just fight the Charette, get a bunch of amber. And he will do that. Goes up to 7. Does he have a way to get any more amber to get out of the Shadow's reach there of a Dodger and a Naughty the Thief steal? He's mad. He slapped down his what is it called? Annihilation Ritual. They purge creatures, which he wish he had before he killed all of those Dust Pixies. But just get an amber off it. Going up to 8. He's going to play Hysteria, returning all the creatures to hand. On the other side, none of them have play effects. On his side, he can drop a Schuler back in right here. He doesn't have to. He can save it, actually. Schuler's not going to do any effects here because his opponent has no amber, but at least I don't think he has the amber. It's hard to tell under the glare. And he just throws down a Pit Demon, holds the Schuler. And Aguilia is going to look through his hand here, but I think he doesn't have anything that hasn't come into play effects to get him off of 8 amber. I think that is game. So look at this hand here, full of cards thanks to the Hysteria. Aguilia is going to realize he's out of the top 4 here. And he drops the cards and realizes it. They shake hands. Great sportsmanship. But Aguilia slams the table, shakes the camera. A lot of passion. I love it. All right, so congratulations to Alesto. He wins another one. He's moving on to the final. Stay tuned to the channel. That is coming up again with English commentary. Go check out the Twitch channel for other games, which you can see the link to the description below for Il Vizio, where you can watch all the day 1 coverage there. And yeah, check the playlist at Rob's Gaming Table. Subscribe. I got more coming. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.